Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of light and secret knowledge wherever you may be, you are listening to Points of Light Radio, the podcast dedicated to taking you past the apron and behind the closed doors of lodges everywhere. And here is your host, Stan Miller.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. Shalom, assalamu alaikum, ad nastana. It's a pleasure to be back with you here on Points of Light Radio. I just got back from my lodge, actually, a while back. It's quite late, actually, here in my office. I just got back in, just changed into my polo shirt here. You can tell my voice is still a little hoarse. I had myself a cigar while I was in the lodge, in the lounge afterwards, and but enough of my problems, or shall we say pleasures, call them what you want. But you know, here in 2025, it's been a while since we covered some of the organizations that, like the one we're going to cover tonight, and that is the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes. Now, just to give you some insight, the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes, or Buffs, as they like to call themselves, are one of the largest fraternal organizations in the United Kingdom. And the RAOB was founded, to give you some history, we haven't covered this in a while, so I'm going to bear with me. The RAOB was founded in the Harp Tavern in London, England, by the artist Joseph Lyle and comedian William Sennett, along with the stagehands and theater technicians, in August of 1822. The RAOB has lodges in, of course, Britain, Northern Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, parts of the Middle East, India, Africa, Gibraltar, and Cyprus. Now, that is where my guest will be coming to us from in this particular segment. Now, I've said this before, people criticize me for this. I have tried, brothers and sisters, attempted to interview some Canadian RAOB lodges. And as I keep saying, all I'm going to say is they're saying no. I'm going to put that mildly. Now, to keep going, membership in the RAOB is open to all males over the age of 18 who are willing to declare that they are true and loyal supporters of the British Crown and Constitution. That sounds familiar from other organizations of year to year. They operate a 4-degree structure. The brother degree, which is their first degree, or kangaroo, they call those initiates kangaroos. They have the certified primo in their second degree, Knight of the Order of Merit, or Knight Sir. That's their third degree. And of course, there's the Roll of Honor, a 4th degree. Now, my guest will explain that to you. He did in this conversation I had with him. I love this guy, by the way. I'll get to him in a minute. RAOB uses the term city for the lodge room, and the use of the word city in titles for various officers as well. And like I said, my guest will shed a lot more light on that. Now, the motto of the RAOB is "No man is at all times wise." Very smart. Their maxim is justice, truth, and philanthropy. Right? And here to shed light on the RAOB is a gentleman named Nof Pashialis. He's the immediate Past Grand Primo of the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes in Cyprus. Like I said, this is an interview I did earlier today. Or shall we say yesterday. It's actually the next day here. But I just love this guy. I love talking to him. I had several conversations with him, actually. And, you know, I just can't wait to bring this to you. So, are you still thirsty for knowledge? Are you still searching for the light? Then you just trim your lamp and you follow me. Yes, Mr. Pashialis, welcome to Points of Light Radio.
Thank you very much.
You are a Past Grand Primo of the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes in Cyprus.
I'm the immediate past, so I was the Grand Primo for 2024.
Okay, and well, first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself. You told me you belong to multiple lodges, so.
All within the Grand Lodge of Cyprus. Well, not all, just Grand Lodge of Cyprus. We have 3 lodges in Cyprus that operate under the Grand Lodge of Cyprus. So we have the James Mercury Lodge, which is on Tuesdays evenings. So that's my mother lodge. We have the Decalia Garrison Lodge, which is another weekly lodge which meets on Sunday mornings. We have the Aphrodite Bitter Lake Lodge, which meets monthly, second Wednesday of the month. So I'm a fully compliant member there. And also we have a Grand Lodge Direct Lodge, which is Grand Lodge of England, which is the Unity in Cyprus Lodge. So that's also a monthly lodge, and that's on Thursdays.
Wow, you are busy.
Yeah, so well in excess of 100 meetings a year.
How old is that Aphrodite Lodge you talked about? Like, that sounds fairly good.
No, Aphrodite Bitter Lake is... I can't remember the exact start date, but I think 1950s, I think.
So I understand it's a divided island. You have lodges on both Turkish?
No. We only have lodges in the Republic of Cyprus at the moment. Not that we're adverse to having any lodges in the north. We just haven't got the links there. So if we've got people that want to join, it's a possibility. We're open to all possibilities.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about it though. It sounds like it's fairly strong over there in Cyprus.
Yes, I mean we're constantly trying to bring new members in as well. With a very large expat community in Cyprus, we are aware that there are lapsed buffs in Cyprus. Tapping in and finding them and encouraging them to come into a lodge that they've maybe never been to a lodge in Cyprus, or not even aware that we are in Cyprus. So it's tapping into them. I know there's about 60,000 expats in Cyprus. So we only need a teeny percentage of those to help us grow. But we're constantly trying to get more people in.
You're an expat.
I am British born. My parents originate from Cyprus.
Oh.
So I'm a bit of both, really. I've got dual nationality.
Were you in the RAOB when you were in the UK, or?
No, I joined in Cyprus.
So
I've been in Cyprus for 19 years, and I joined the Buffs 2014.
Okay, and so you say that you, from what I understand now, there's 4 degrees to the RAOB.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about them now. Are they kind of? Do you have to wait a year between degrees or something like that, or?
When you join, you're a first degree, also known as a kangaroo. So once you've been initiated, you're first degree. Then you need to do a year and to have held all of the officer collars within lodge in that year. You need to be in compliance. And then we have what's called examining council, which said I've been president of examining council a couple of times as well. So it's basically second degree is when things really start happening for you as a buff. So to pass examining council, you have to show, one, that you've got a grasp of our rules.
Okay.
You've got to know how to run a lodge, and show that you know how to run a lodge. We have you basically you run through opening, closing lodges, handing over to a worthy primo and accepting the lodge back from a worthy primo. So opening, closing. Basically, you run a lodge within this examining council we're doing as we're testing your ability to run the lodge. So if you successfully pass examining council, then you will be raised a later date to second degree. So once you're a second degree buff, you can be in charge of a lodge if you're voted in by the brethren of the lodge, and you'll run that lodge for a month. As opposed the monthly lodges, you'll be in for 3 or 4 months in the chair. But that's the second degree. So that's you've been in a year. It can be gone through quicker. It depends on circumstances. So if we're in a new province and there isn't a lodge there, and we wish to open a lodge there, then yes, we can. It can be expedited and can be quicker. But generally, it's a year, and you've held all of the collars within your mother lodge during that year. For the next degree, Knight Order of Merit, which is what I am, a Knight Order of Merit, you've got to be in compliance for 3 years. And hopefully shown your dedication to Buffaloism and helping with fundraising, helping with various things that we do, helping with benevolence, helping with everything, basically, and generally being involved. So once you have completed your 3 years, you will then be nominated by your mother lodge to be put forward for the third degree. There are no more tests. The only exam that you have is, say, for the second degree, where you become a certified primo. So the next level is Knight Order of Merit, and the fourth degree is Roll of Honor. And with that, you have to complete another 5 years of being in full compliance. And again, being involved in your lodge and hopefully giving back as much as you get as well.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's our 4 degrees. So it's a year for the first one, another 3 for the next one, and another 5 for the one after that.
Yeah. It sounds like basically you're just not allowing people to move up. They have to prove themselves basically, or earn their way. And I think there's something said for that.
Yes. Yeah. Again, we have brothers who have been with us for 20 years. We've had ones in the past that have been with us for 30 or 40 years and are happy to stay at first degree. Some have stayed very, very involved with the buffs.
That's everything.
They just don't want to run a lodge. They don't want to do that next step. And that's completely up to them.
Now, what drew you to the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes? What?
To be honest, I'm a hairdresser by trade, and I did the hair of Brother Nick Ashby, who you interviewed, I think it was last year.
Yes.
Brother Nick Ashby, who I met Nick when he first arrived on the island, and he harassed me for the best part of a year. No, it's not something I'd be interested in. No, I won't want to do it. But he kept badgering me to join. Okay, all right. I gave in. It beat me down. And I joined. And as with most people to start with, what's this? It's just confusing. Some parts of it are using very old-fashioned language. And it's very strange. For anyone that first joins, it's very odd. You're confused. You don't know what's going on. But very quickly I got into the swing of it, and I enjoyed it.
Now, what do you feel it's done for you as far as
being semi-retired, it's given me a purpose. Sometimes it keeps me busier than I wish it to keep me.
Yeah.
But we bring children over every year. We had a problem with COVID, but disadvantaged or disabled children for our own charitable cause, which is a holiday of a lifetime. So we bring them over for a holiday from the UK for anything a week, 10 days, 2 weeks. And they come with carers. We take care of the carers look after the children, and we give them, say, a holiday of a lifetime. These are kids that have not come out. They're, I say, either underprivileged or disabled. So seeing these children with wonderment and, enjoying what's going on. Some are very closed to start with, and seeing them opening up over the period of the time that they're here just gives you a sense of satisfaction. You're giving something back. So we've had various things like that. We helped raise money for a young girl a few years ago who needed to go to the States to have a leg amputated and a prosthetic fitted. The surgery was all being provided for, but her and her mother needed flights and accommodation. So that was over a relatively short space of time. We got involved and raised the money for that. So from seeing this young teenager barely being able to walk to then be at one of our summer balls and dance the entire evening,
Wow.
Again, gives you that sense of satisfaction.
Yeah.
So that's what,
Sorry, yeah. I mean, there's nothing like helping other people to
Yeah.
really do something for you.
yeah. And again, we have it with our own benevolence, where somebody's struggling, someone's had a heart attack, someone's had a fall, someone's had this. And we'll get the task force, we'll go to their house, we'll fit a ramp at their house and help them out with that, help them out with any bills that have come in that were unforeseen. Mm-hmm. So again, we will help our own as well. We are
the cornerstone of fraternalism. We do a lot of good work, but
Yeah.
the good work begins in-house, and I love that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Mr. Pashialis, I appreciate your time today, and all the best to you and the RAOB in Cyprus, sir.
Thank you very much. Hopefully speak to you again soon.
Nof Pashialis, brothers and sisters. Talking about the evolution and the progress they're making with the RAOB in Cyprus. Just love having him on here, and just to let you know, that's not the last we're going to see of him either. But let's get into some of the things he talked about. First of all, it sounds like when you're moving between degrees with the buffs, that there's almost like a vetting process going on. Seeing that you're ready, right? I like that, actually, in many ways. And I'll tell you some personal experience on this. A number of months back during a meeting, when it came to time to nominate brothers, to move people up to the next degree, we were talking about, there was a brother whose name was put forward, and I suggested one or two other brothers as well. And I said, well, right, that way we'll have a group of guys I believe it was their second degree, right, ready to move forward when the time comes for a third degree. And the worshipful master of my lodge corrected me, and I hate to admit it, but he was right. He said, we don't move people along in their degrees to get more people in that degree. We move them when they're ready. And of course, what I added to that was, we have to prove in many ways as well that they've earned it. It's not enough to do your memory work, right? In fraternalism, the longer I'm in it, the more I believe in that. The more I study, of course, here on Points of Light Radio, there is the point where you earn that degree. Not enough to just do your memory work. What is the body of work you've accumulated, not just within that degree, but in the law at that degree level, shall we say, within your lodge, right? Your committee work, your attendance is a big one. Okay, part of being part of your lodge is to support it. And if for a prime example, if you're in a lodge that only meets once a month, it's once a month, brothers and sisters. Okay, there's going to be months that you miss, but, right? You should be able to, especially if you're working in town, you should be able to make it. You really should, right? And, but, the beautiful thing is they're really evolving and moving forward. In Cyprus, they've like I said, they formed the Grand Lodge of Cyprus, and there's some other things they're doing too. I'm not going to get into some of, because this was part of actually two conversations I had with them. One kind of pre-interview, one during the interview, and then one afterwards as well, where we kind of discussed some of the things, and I will be helping promote some of the plans they have with the lodges, and of course the Grand Lodge, but also some of the individual lodges in Cyprus. I'll be happy to help them promote that. But like I said, not the last you're going to see of this gentleman. It was wonderful, actually, like revisiting the RAOB, and I'm glad to see they're moving forward. And yes, brothers and sisters, like I keep saying, here in North America, if you're in the RAOB and you're watching this, nudge the leadership of your lodge forward, because I would love to talk to other lodges, not just from, well, to be fair, not just from the United Kingdom and Cyprus, but from RAOB lodges from around the world. But that's all I have time for today, brothers and sisters. But before I go, I want to remind you that this podcast is available on both YouTube and Spreaker. Please share, slam that like button, and subscribe when viewing Points of Light Radio on YouTube. I also welcome your comments and input. I do love, and as you've seen in my feedback section, I do answer the feedback. I want to also draw your attention to the PayPal link here, that you can go there, make a voluntary donation to this podcast, and we will use that donation to move this podcast forward. You can see the link to my Facebook page, as well as my Twitter handle and my Spotify channel and my Points of Light Radio store. Brothers and sisters, this has been a pleasure. And until we meet again, just step into the light.